Alright, this is going to be a video of this 42-inch Canarm brand Eclipse ceiling fan I got at the Patat Restore. I got it because I volunteered there, and what I do for them is clean up and fix fans in line they receive a donation, make them more presentable and run better than they originally were. Anyway, this is quite a unique fan for one reason, that is, it's in black finish. Black fans are actually not too easy to come by. The Eclipse series in particular, I've only actually ever seen one of these apart from this. The most popular black fan was the Hampton Bay Huntington 3. Even those are not usually found, even though the Huntington actually was not an uncommon model. Anyway, I'm going to demonstrate this now. Start with the light kit, if that works. I don't know why, but the camera makes it seem like there's a huge shadow on the side of the globe here. You can probably see, even though in real life that's actually hardly noticeable. Anyway, turn that off. Turn the fan on now. Let's start with the high speed. There is quite a loud startup hum to the fan, probably due to the fact that it's a single capacitor. I did put a white piece of tape on one of the blades just to kind of indicate RPM, and this is going to go around 210, 220. It displaces a good amount of air, I guess enough to cool an average sized room. And notice that it's wobbling quite a lot, and that is because it's out of balance. Blades are kind of bent. If this were installed on a permanent setup, because this is just temporary, it would not be wobbling nearly as much. However, this is just to test the fan. Basically 2 tripods and a piece of wood. Alright, now I'm going to turn it down to the medium speed. It does have a bit of a vibration issue, but excuse that. This probably goes somewhere around maybe 150 RPM. Now for the low speed, which I'll show with the light on, increase the frame rate. This probably goes somewhere around 75 RPM. Kind of a fast low in my opinion. I think it should be a bit slower. Anyway, turn everything off. Slow the blades down. And I'm going to talk about some general information on it. As you may notice, it is flush mounted. I suspect this was installed on a ceiling 8 feet or less, because flush mounting is really not meant for anything higher than that. I would put a down on it, it's just I didn't have anything that matched, so I think I'm going to have to go with flush mounting for now. Another thing is it did include 2 energy-saving compact fluorescent bulbs, and I really like how the original owners actually provided that. Unfortunately, one was burnt out, so I just removed those and put in my own. I think they work fine. Probably not going to include them though, because generally with ceiling fans, unless the fixture is enclosed or the bulbs are particularly hard to replace, like if they're a special size or it's a really odd like it, I generally like to let people put their own bulbs in there. Just make sure that the wattage is clearly labeled so they know what type to put it. Anyway, now I'm going to talk about some other stuff on the fan, kind of like pros and cons and what I give it out of 5 stars. I really like the fact that the fan is in black finish. It is kind of 90s, and though some may regard it as outdated, it is quite stealthy and actually kind of cool looking, so it should probably sell quite quickly once I put it on display. Another thing I like is the black blades, especially that they're a matte black and the fan is kind of like a glossy, so it does add some contrast and interest to it. However, they're not reversible, they're just the same thing on both sides. I would have made it so one side's gloss, one side's matte, or at least made some kind of a stencil pattern so you can change the decor of your room without having to change the fan. That's one thing I didn't really like about this model, because other Eclipse versions like the brushed nickel and the white one, 2 most common models, actually do have reversible blades. This one was one of the few that didn't. Another one is that the single capacitor design does make the fan hum quite loudly. The newer one, even though it is a cheap piece of crap, this one's actually good quality because it's the late 90s one. The newer one actually does have a double capacitor, so it runs a little bit quieter. That is one advantage as opposed to these ones. Overall, I'd probably give this 4 out of 5 stars just for how unique it is, and it's actually not too bad quality. As for the manufacturer who made this is a Canadian fan, so instead of being marked Underwriters Laboratories, or UL for short, it's marked Canadian Standards Approved. Some products in Canada are marked UL, some are marked CSA, it really depends. I suspect this was made by PowerMax, which was later known to make a lot of Hampton Bay products. Even though some Hampton Bay products they made, like the ceiling fans and stuff, were not the best of quality, this fan pretty solid. So anyway guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and there's lots more stuff to come.